Hello everyone. I'm really glad to see you today. And I'm here today to talk about my experience and experience of my company in SEO at Russia and at Asia region. And first I want to answer a question that every one of you asking yourself. Who is that? Who is she? And why is she teaching me this, all that? I started marketing 10 years ago, and at 2006 I became a CEO of a small SEO agency at Moscow, and soon at 2008 we developed a new innovative solution for Russian market. We developed an fully automatically SEO service called SEO Pult.ru. And that service, as I said, it was a really innovative solution for Russian market because nothing comparable was in that time. You couldn't find nothing comparable. And after that, I have made my own SEM agency, which is focused mostly on contextual advertising and RTB and mobile advertising and so on. And so at this moment, I am Chief Marketing Officer for SEO Pult and also CEO of click.ru. So, talking about Russian market and developing a strategy in Russian market, especially SEO market. There is one important thing about Russia, about Russian search engine optimization, because Russian market is the fastest growing market in Europe, and if we all see all over the world, first country which grows fastest of all is China, second is Brazil, third is Russia, fourth is Indonesia. And people really want to spend their money in the internet for online advertising, and they want to do that in every situation they are. Because, as I told you before, we launched our system, SEO Pult, at 2008. And you remember what was that year remembered for? What was it year famous for? That was a year when it was a great economical crisis, and we observed a really unique situation. People brought us their money, nevertheless they had no money for any other advertising. They stopped their ads at television, they stopped their ads at radio, but they still invested in their advertising at SEO. The situation continues now, and now we can see that internet overpowers radio and goes close to television ad. And the second important thing about Russian market is its own search engine system called Yandex. You know, all over the world there are not so many countries where its own local search engine overpowers Google. First of all, China and Korea, but we understand why is it so, because of political situation. The third is Costa Rica, I don't know why actually, and Russia also in this list. So we have more than half of traffic going through Yandex, and Google has about 34% of all traffic, of all Russian traffic. You know, they grow very fast because at 2008 they had about 15% of their share was 15%, and now they doubled this amount, and nevertheless I think we can't expect that they will overpower Yandex in the following 5 or 7 years. But it's quite a good situation for search engine optimizers in Russia, because everything they do, they should consider Google and Yandex as well. And generally speaking, all these search engines, they require the same things from your website. And I won't dive deep in technical specs. I think my colleague Konstantin Kanin had made it already on the previous sections. But we can see the unique situation. Everything we do with our websites, every links we build for our websites, they bring effect both in Yandex and in Google. But there is a difference, of course, because Yandex turned out to be more accurate with your website, and they request and they require to work with their website more accurate than Google. And also we can see a great amount of competitors in Yandex. If your main goal to promote at Yandex, you will see it much more expensive than to promote in Google, and much more difficult than to promote in Google. So from the beginning, we had a really difficult task, yeah, to find out the way which would be good both for Yandex and Google. And when I just began my marketing career, it was about 10 years ago, as I said, SEO was much more easy than now, but it still required a lot of time from you, because people were wasting their time praying each other to place one link on one website, second link on the second website, and so on and so on. And soon the situation changed, of course, because at 2005 we can see that automatic link systems began evolving, and they really made the process easier, but not so much as it would be expected. You still wasted a lot of time choosing what links do you want to buy, choosing parameters for that links, choosing filters, and so on. And this situation lasted till 2008, when our company developed a new solution, fully automatically SEO system SEO Pult.ru, and that system didn't provide you with links. It was a link aggregator, but it provided you with full amount of services, full amount of tools, which helped you to get the desirable effect. Because the main thing, you don't want to buy links. You don't want to buy proper links or so on. You want to be your site see your site promoted on website, on search engine, yeah. And that's a very odd thing that link exchange systems don't give you anything but filters for your links and some small statistics. So we thought that it would be great if we will give a lot of free services for our customers that will help you to promote your website. And here are the list of basic functions, of basic tools which can be automated by such system, which should be automated, I think, because doing it by yourself, by hand, is a little bit odd now. So first of all, you should automate link buying, because you shouldn't focus on one link exchange system, and you should find the way to choose whether what links to buy and what links to choose. Automated SEO service is good because he develops his own filters, and you don't have to follow the link exchange filters, which may not suit you as well. Also, you can automate totally competitors analysis, which is really necessary, because you don't know what amount of links you should buy, what amount of money you should spend on this, and so on. So you should look what's happening around you, and what are your competitors buying, what are your competitors doing to promote their own websites. This thing can be done manually, but I recommend you, of course, to automate it as well, or use automated SEO service. And of course, selection of keywords and analytics also can be useful for you, especially when there are big amounts of data, and you, of course, will be soon very tired to use it, to do it by yourself, by hands, and so on. And of course, you cannot forget about connecting with other methods, with other instruments of gathering your audience. For example, SEO should be synchronized with your SEM campaigns, with your contextual advertising, and of course you shouldn't do it manually as well. And here are the main things that perfect full-service SEO solution should provide you as its customers. First of all, this system should be easy in use by end users. The main problem is people often do not have the proper skills to promote their websites, but they shouldn't have the skills because often the audience of these services are owners of the business, owners of small business or medium business, and so on. So they don't have to dive deep in this special technical characteristics and these tendencies and this new algorithms and so on. So the system should help promote websites to everyone. Everyone should be able to do this. Second, the system should automate all routine operations that are usual in SEO, of course. And third, main thing, it should save money and save time of our customers. Nevertheless, if it's novice or it's a skilled optimizer. I think that such automated systems are our future because it's really an inevitable evolution. First, people did everything manually, and now I can see that more and more markets in different countries pass on to such automated systems. And SEO agencies, of course, they began from beginning. They had their own tools, their own small tools, which they developed by themselves, and it was really hard for them to keep that automatic tools working and working good. So now man really cannot be compared to robot, and that's okay because all of these technical things, all of these mathematical things can be done automatically. And of course, if you have a really big company or really big campaign which consists of SEM or SEO, of course, and any other methods, you can decide to build your own custom system. But it's really too expensive, I should tell you, and not more and more companies, they refuse to use their own systems, and they try to use automated systems like SEO Pult. The big SEO Pult is really good because he has a big amount of data, and the amount of its customers, more than 150,000 users only in Russian market, for example. And on this market, we can see, on this big amount of data, we can see how new algorithms are working. And when we see that market changes, we can see why it happens and what should we do to improve our results and to improve results of our customers as well. When Google launched Second Penguin, 3% of our customers had lost their positions. That's not a big amount of customers, but we really blessed this new algorithm because it gave us an opportunity to change our filters, to improve our filters, and to make all the strategy more efficient, more useful for our customers. Now we have 65% of Russian market, and SEO Pult was the first system which was launched into Russian market. But today we have some competitors, but they are really too far from us for this moment. Our main audience is SMEs, end users and owners of small and medium businesses. But of course, marketing departments or SEO agencies also love SEO Pult because it helps them not to keep too many people in their stuff. Every user promotes about 3 websites, and this amount is growing, but slowly. And we always trying to make constant experiments based on big data analytics. For example, for this winter, we tried to make an experiment and to compare SEO traffic and SEM traffic when you have a good positions in SEO and best positions at contextual advertising. And the results were really very interesting because we have the audience is really different. We have they concur only on 30%, not no more. Then when we understood that we got great experience in Russia and everything works and everything works good, and we understood that all we do for Google results in good positions. So we tried to go to other markets. First we have chosen Asia, and then we wanted to go to Europe. Why Asia? Asia is a non-English speaking country, and the markets in Asia are a little bit decelerating. I mean, South Asia, Southeastern Asia, for example, Thailand, Indonesia, and so Cambodia and other countries like that. And these markets are growing really fast, but we're not afraid of new Google algorithms there. Because as you know, Google divides all world to some zones, and in some zones he launch new algorithms faster, and some zones see it really later than others. So Asia even had not felt all the second penguin hadn't even been launched in Asia for this moment. So we really expected it to be really easy for us to promote websites at Asia region. That's really so, but there was another problem. First of all, we had to break the language barrier, because you can imagine what is it, a kernel, keywords kernel based on Thai language, for example. Yeah, that's not really easy to make. But the second problem was people there don't really focus on using search engines. That's very strange. That sounds really very, very strange, but they focus on using Facebook, for example, and they don't know why their website should be on the best positions. And then we wanted to go to Europe and to make new interfaces for European region. We discovered that the market conditions are really very familiar to us, and we can use the same algorithms, the same strategies, and the same filters that we have used already in Russian market. So we tried to do that, and the first thing we launched in Europe became our interface named seopilot.pl. We launched this service at 2011, and for the first period, the service looked like a link exchange system. But soon we understood that we should give you the whole amount of tools for promoting your website, and consider all the specific of your country, all the specific of Polish region, for example. There are a lot of differences if we compare Poland SEO market and Russian SEO market. For example, Russia divided to a lot of zones, and you cannot get a good positions in every zone. It's really a very tricky goal. But when you promoting your website in Poland, you choose the whole country as a region. Usually people do this. Of course, we didn't make a clone of SEO Pult when we were making SEO Pilot. We are trying to go another way. We are trying to find a better way to make a really efficient and really good service for you. So for this moment, we can see two interfaces in SEO Pilot, one for optimizers and one for webmasters who can get some income from their websites. If you're trying to promote your website, if you want to promote your website, you have 3 types of setup. Fully automatically, when system does everything by this herself, and manually and semi-automatically setup settings. We have made a lot of improvements this spring and this summer, and you can see these improvements there. Most of them are free for you, so even if you don't pay any money to the system, even if you do not use link buying and so on, you can use these services, you can use these tools. They are totally free. First of all, it's website SEO optimization module, which analyzes your website and gives you all the information about about density of keywords, about parameters of your pages, and so on and so on. Second is a snippet optimization tool, really interesting tool, because he gives you a history of your snippets. It gives you information about what snippet was more informative, more useful for your audience, and what was not, and why it was so. And it gives you all information how to change your snippet, how to make it more useful for your audience. And we have launched personal support for webmasters who want to improve their sites, and now you can send to us your website, and we can give you a lot of recommendations how to make it more valuable for search engine system. And soon we are going to launch a new tool, which I think would be very popular among our customers. This tool will give you all information about your competitors. What links do they buy? What amount of links do they buy? What parameters of that links? And what is the price of them? Yeah, this is very important information. Planning your ad campaign, of course. So I hope you like it too. And also I advise you to use our SEO Career newsletter. That's a really unique service in Poland, as I may know. We send you a regular newsletter about all SEO features, about know-hows, tips and tricks, guides and instructions, how to promote your site, what things you should be focused on, and what new algorithms you can expect, and so on. And also you can see webinar announcements, which are also to be held during this summer on our site, and you can listen and see how people talk to you and tell you about their experience promoting your website. Thank you very much. That's all. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them after the section. Thank you.